Stu. Now that you know what they were looking for, and not actually verified, Garland came out yesterday and said he's going to release the information today, but he wanted to leave it up to Donald Trump, and everybody, of course, speculating, no, wait, Donald Trump's going to say release that, and he said, go ahead, release it. In fact, I urge you to release it right now, all of it. That was just part of his dastardly plan. The DOJ released it. Well, they didn't really release it. They more kind of laundered it by leaking it to the Washington Post.
Yeah, we heard over and over again that they never comment on these investigations. Yet every piece of information we know about the investigation, other than the one press conference, was leaked to the media.
Yeah.
Which is shocking. I am very upset about this.
Yeah.
I think, you say maybe that has changed my mind, and no, it has not changed my mind. I'm very angry about this. I'm angry that the government did not go in earlier with this dangerous plan by Donald Trump to...
Right. I mean, they had nuclear secrets.
Yeah.
He had nuclear secrets. They're just going to wait 18 months for the nuclear secrets?
How many nuclear weapons has this guy built on the property of Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah.
I don't know what's
happening underneath Mar-a-Lago. I have no idea.
How many has he given to North Korea? I mean, he said himself he's good buddies with Kim Jong-un.
Good buddies.
How many times has he FedExed this guy a suitcase nuke?
He's holding out for the highest bidder. That's what he's doing. He's selling. And as several experts pointed out, that is something we gave the chair to the Eisenbergs for back in the 50s.
Yeah.
Rosenbergs.
Yeah.
Rosenbergs, one of the Bergs.
All the Bergs.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they did go immediately to that. And anytime anyone else says the word treason, you get an alert from every left-wing source. They say how terrible you are.
Yeah, because that's defined in the Constitution. It requires death penalty,
and that's why I think important to be careful when you're talking about those things.
Sure.
And yet, every media source on the left yesterday seemed to go to Rosenberg's immediately.
Yeah. Well,
what happened to that?
I mean, it's not good enough just to put the guy in jail or to smear him. I think electric chair is the way to go.
What they're suggesting, which is a fascinating turn of events.
Can I tell you something, Stu? I've always known it. Always known it.
You've known it?
Oh, I've known it. Let me tell you the real story here, okay?
Wait, how do you know
Well, I know the real story. I've got several sources here. Several sources. Okay. So let me just tell you, because the story starts as it always does, except in Joe Biden's case. It's very important to know. In Joe Biden's case, this doesn't apply. But the story always starts as all stories start. Father and son. Father and son. Mm-hmm. Father just trying to help out his son who might be going in the wayward paths and finds himself in trouble. And the father just says, I want to help him out. While the right has been saying, hey, Hunter Biden, his dad's being held hostage, by China and everywhere else. Because of his son's, hooker and crack problem, that is not even true. It's not even true. That's why NPR said, we're not even gonna run this story because it's not even important even if it was true. And that's why, Brian Stelter for so long said it's just a hoax. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. And then soon as management changed and he realized, oh, crap, I might be first on the chopping block, he immediately came and said, oh, you know what? It's not a hoax anymore. Anyway, it's a story of a father and son drunk on power, doing everything they can just to get rich off the backs of the taxpayer, The office of the presidency was nothing more than a banking machine, an ATM machine for them. Well, if it weren't for the press, thank God for the press. Can we just thank God for the press right now? Or whatever Lord you might serve, or they might serve. Thank him for them, because the press, the CDC, FBI, DOJ, NSA, LGBT, not the Q, but the I, and the 2, but sans the plus. If it wasn't for them.
What about the A?
No, I'm still out. I don't have a source on the A.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
well, let's see. It's good that you're admitting your limitations.
Well, we could all be dead by now. in what insiders tell me, and I mean insiders close to the situation, advisors and former friends of Trump, and close friends and former co-workers with Melania, who were also retired whistleblowers. And because they were retired whistleblowers, even though they don't have any firsthand evidence, they are experts in the field of blowing whistles. And so we asked them for some comment, and they gave us comment. They wish to remain anonymous for their own safety, but they did tell me that they will come forward later at a later date once they have the book deal secured. But they have said that we'd all be dead by now, probably from something that would have been known if they hadn't have caught it as mass suicide. As this former president, in his dastardly plan just to help the Russians and himself and his son, were encouraging Americans to inject bleach into their arms. And a lot of Americans were under the spell of this, what experts from the Department of Education now believe is nothing more than a greedy 1%er, very, very rich, but not really rich. It's probably all a fraud. But is a genius, idiot manipulator of people who has had a master plan going for a very, very long time, which is being led, now according to experts, by him, the Klan, Hitler's long-lost Long Island relations, the spray tan industry, and known Christian white nationalists Clarence and Ginny Thomas. And thank goodness we found out about it yesterday. You know what I mean? We just needed that one last piece, which, of course, begins with his wife, I should say, air quote, wife, Melania, who is, we all know, most likely an illegal immigrant, which is the first and only time that we're supposed to care about that. But she's not actually his wife. That's a beard. She's his handler. She's from the former Soviet Union. And that goes with a long, well-documented love that Donald Trump has had for the former Soviet Union. And
the entire right, really. I mean, it's never been the left that's loved the Soviet Union. It's the right that loves the Soviet Union.
It's the right.
Yeah, okay.
Fascists, communists, we just love it. Anyway, everybody thinks, oh, he loves his wife. Actually, have you seen the pictures? Really, of Donald Trump, who he really loves? Remember that one picture of him with his daughter in the limousine, like 25 years ago when she was little, sitting right up next to him.
Oh my gosh!
Right up next. Yeah, yeah. Did you need any more than that? Apparently, he's actually married to his daughter, who were wed in some backwoods white Southern fried chicken and pineapple pizza parlor wedding. Now, this is according to the Clinton State Department experts there. They now tell us that these underground rituals, which happen all the time with homegrown white domestic terrorists after they attend their local PTA and teachers' meetings, they groom, and yes, I can say it today. I can use the word groom. In this case, Twitter has said it's totally fine. Use it. Use it as much as you want. Yeah. But apparently these white domestic terrorists cover children with pizza sauces before each ceremony. And that might sound weird to you, okay? But you'll understand. It'll all come snapping back to you in just a minute.
Thank God you're here to tell the truth. And
well, it's not me. It's not me. I mean, thank God for the FDA, the FDA and the FBI and the USDA. I mean, if I hadn't known that I was getting 100% grade A beef, I don't know if I'd be able to tell you this story today.
No, you wouldn't.
So anyway, they cover these children in pizza sauces before the sick, twisted marriage ceremony, which is just nothing but, underage brides and arranged marriages, which, by the way, sources at CARE say is absolutely okay, except in this case. Anyway, Media Matters, as well as Chris Cuomo, told me earlier today that this ritual began years ago, before the use of electricity. And as these arranged marriages with underground, and underage white children happen in the basement of these pizza parlors, And back in the day, it was too dark for the groom to even recognize his child bride. They had to have a way to be able to do that. So they would pour pizza sauce all over him so he'd be able to recognize the bride by the aroma and sometimes intoxicating scents of Canadian bacon and fresh pineapple. Now, Christopher Wray can now confirm today something that we all knew, but people on the right were like, Joe Biden, what is he doing? He's a child predator. Yeah. Joe Biden, according to Christopher Wray today, is actually a very high-trained expert in the field of these white nationalists and has been working hard, unbeknownst to anybody. He didn't even want credit for this. He's been working hard to rescue these children from these arranged marriages by sniffing the heads of the children and whispering into their ears, I smell you, and I am your pizza gate to freedom. And, well, anyway, I digress. Can we get back to the president's son and who has been racking up bills, betting on the ponies? Yep. Going to the track every day, just betting on the ponies. And he has fallen into arrears, if you will, with some of the most notorious Russian bookers you can imagine. Yes, he has a booker and track problem. And I want you to know that right up front. You might not want to believe it, but he does. So this all kind of comes together with Trump's long-held love of Russia and his desire to build the Trump Onion Dome Hotel right there in Red Square in Moscow. But he just needed a price. What is it going to take? What is it going to take? I just want to take Red Square and I want to turn it into a giant hotel. What is it going to take? And he's had meetings to accomplish this, you know, unbeknownst to most people, except for the press. And apparently his plans include him eventually laying in state in Lenin's tomb, which would become the new lobby for the Trump Hotel, which is, I mean, it sounds...
Really?
Oh, no. It's so supposedly luxurious and the best two dead people in a lobby hotel ever built.
There's at least 2 or 3 of these details you've read so far that I have not seen in the Washington Post.
Well, they're going to be leaked later today.
Okay, good.
Okay, all right. When his good friend and real boss Vladimir Putin told Trump the price, apparently, according to Pentagon officials who negotiated our exit in Afghanistan, they can now confirm he didn't even negotiate with the dictator. He was like, I'm in. And he went right to work under the code name. Now, this is going to sound shocking, but it's true. He uses the code name Boris that he took from the old Rocky and Bullwinkle show because all of the Tom Clancy code names for Russian spies were taken by somebody else, and I don't know who. But anyway, he began his effort to build a nuclear bomb for the Russians, and they only lacked a schematic and some gifts and other items which could later be kept in a box in Mar-a-Lago or in Melania's unmentionable drawers next to her Hanes underpant collection, and it all started there.
Melania wears Hanes?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, according to experts.
Okay.
According to experts, close to the source.
Okay, good.
Okay. There's more, but I don't think we need to go into it. It just gets.
Well,
ugly.
you've blown the lid off of this thing.
Thank you, and couldn't have done it without the DOJ.
I will say that telling of the story is much more reserved and probably closer to the truth than most of the things I've read over the past 24 hours.
It is crazy what they want us to believe.